was, I guess, somewhat shocking, but it wasn't enough for me to be like, yeah, this game fucking sucks. Don't play this game. Review bomb. Let them know we're angry. Now, I think that the review bombing is an okay way to get a hold of the developers or get in front of the developers in some way when it's done correctly. In case you're wondering about like the drama behind this game and why it's getting review bombed, it has microtransactions that give you more of that currency in the top right hand corner, the RC, um, as well as like extra waypoints for you to fast travel. Everything can be purchased with that RC, and you're able to basically it's a lot of convenience, but the RC you build up really quickly through your pawn, through just killing monsters, doing quests, helping other pawns.
I've a knack for gathering items and am ever on the hunt for new finds.
It's really not that big a deal, in my opinion. I didn't even know about the microtransactions until after about 5 hours into the game and actually started reading the reviews. It was, I guess, somewhat shocking, but it wasn't enough for me to be like, yeah, this game fucking sucks. Don't play this game. Review bomb. Let them know we're angry. Now, I think that the review bombing is an okay way to get a hold of the developers or get in front of the developers in some way when it's done correctly. But when we're talking about, is the game good? Is it fun to play? And do the microtransactions, are they in your face constantly? I haven't used any of the microtransactions. When we're talking about all of that, then you're telling everyone, hey, this good game is bad because they added something to make a $1.99. And I know I'm making excuses, and I shouldn't be making excuses, and it's probably the most unpopular opinion, but when it's done right, like when it's something that is inherently flawed with the game, say it's a multiplayer game, totally get it. You don't want to be paying, or you don't want people who are supposed to be on an even playing field to be paying to get ahead of you. You don't want the pay to win. However, with a single player game, typically you also have mods, which do the same thing as DLC, as these paid transactions. You have you should be able to play the game and pay for what you want in the game in a way that makes it fun for you, in a way that you want to experience the game, because it is a single player game. I have no reason to belittle someone else on how they want to have fun, and that's my biggest gripe with something like that. Now, if it were something like Ubisoft when they did the paid DLC in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, where they intentionally nerfed how long it takes for your character to level up to do the end game content, with forcing you to go do all the pointless and very just not fun side content that was very low effort, just to force people to scrape up that extra cash, then there's an issue, right? But with this game, I haven't ran into anything that was like, hey, you have to pay more, you have to do this, you have to do that, otherwise you won't have a good experience. That's not true. And then I think I saw a microtransaction, or somebody complain about it, being that the only way for you to change how your character looks is through the microtransactions, and that's not true. It's 500 RC, which is like maybe if you're doing an optimal run or optimal route and you're getting people to use your pawn, specifically like friends, you will gain that 500 RC very quickly, and then you can just purchase it to change how your pawn looks or how your arisen looks. So like, it's not hard. It doesn't take a long time. The biggest issues that I have with the game is the optimization. I'm on a 3080. I'm running everything on a $4,000 PC from 2 years ago. It chugs. I feel like even in the current day and age, I should at least get a minimum of 60 frames per second. when I'm not in the menu, but in the actual game at any point. Um, my system is 4 or 5 times more powerful than PS5. So when I'm barely chugging along, getting like 48 to 60 frames, there's an issue there. And in some cases, I'll get like 75 frames per second, depending on how well the DLSS works. But I also have everything cranked to maximum. So 60 frames is what I expect when cranked maximum, especially on the RE engine. But other than that, other than the small little performance issues, some of the bugs, I'm not running into much that's like game breaking that says, hey, you can't fucking play this game anymore unless you crank it all the way down to low settings. And there's a lot of things that the average person, this is part of the review bombs, that the average person doesn't know. Is like, hey, yeah, you can lower the settings to match your system setting hardware more appropriately. You can update your software, and that's anything from the NVIDIA drivers, which are constantly being updated like almost every week, sometimes multiple times a week. You can update your Windows 11. You can update everything to make it run smoother. And you can also utilize a lot of tools like overclocking. I don't recommend overclocking, but you can overclock your system to get more performance out of it. And you can do small touches to your system, like having less things running in the background to free up more CPU and GPU space to increase the performance. And a lot of people don't do these things because they just think, hey, plug and play. This laptop that I've had with the RTX 1070 in it, or the GTX 1070 in it, should be able to run this max. And it's like, dude, that was like great 12 years ago. And it's still a very good graphics card. The i7 5700K, still pretty good CPU, but it's not going to allow you to play games like this very well. And again, that all those are the wrong reasons to be review bombing it. Now, if it was completely unplayable for anybody running low settings, but they have current gen equipment, then yeah, totally review bomb the shit out of it. Like, hey, why didn't you optimize this game? Why does it play like shit? That I totally understand. But if it runs well on current gen equipment, I would say current gen being the PS5 equipment. If it runs well on equipment as powerful as the PS5, with lower settings, then there is no reason to review bomb it. You just have to lower your settings and you have to bite that bullet. And it sucks, but it's the truth. We wanted a thief. She looks interesting.
If 'tis discipline your company lacks, I can provide.
I'm digging that. You have... Yeah.
If we share our strengths, we can begin formulating a strategy that caters to our...
There we go. And I am going to have to go out on a limb here and recommend Dragon's Dogma. If you have at least a 2060 or better, you're going to have a good time with this game. Even if you turn the graphics down. I'm on 3080 and I'm getting really good frames streaming in 2K with everything maxed. The game runs really well. Does it run as well as I want it to? No, I do believe I should get 60 frames on my current hardware at minimum. But all I have to do is just decrease some of the settings, and I probably wouldn't even notice those settings being decreased. Definitely recommend it. Other than that, yeah, I hope you guys have a good one. And hopefully I start streaming more and doing more content. I am still working on Tekken stuff and trying to get better at Tekken because I am going to EVO this year, and I do plan on competing in the Tekken tournament. I just simply don't want to go 0-2. So if I get one win at EVO, I will be the happiest person in the world. But yeah, have a good one. And thank you for watching. See ya.